Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel where we separate fact from fiction in the wild world of celebrity drama, because today the internet is absolutely exploding with this headline: Joy Behar quits The View after heated clash with Guy Fieri. If you've been anywhere near social media in the last 48 hours, you've seen this thumbnail 1,000 times, complete with a split screen of Joy looking furious and Guy Fieri flipping the bird with his spiky blonde hair glowing like a nuclear sunrise. The story claims that during a surprise guest appearance on The View, the mayor of Flavortown himself went full diners, drive-ins and dives rogue, called Joy Behar a joyless commie on live television, dropped an uncensored F-bomb that somehow slipped past the 7-second delay, and triggered Joy to rip off her mic, storm off set, and announce her immediate retirement from the show after 27 years. Supposedly ABC executives begged her to stay, Whoopi Goldberg tried to mediate, and by the end of the episode the studio audience was chanting "Let Guy cook," while Joy was seen throwing her coffee mug at a producer backstage. The rumor even says she's already lawyered up and plans to sue Guy for emotional distress and defamation. It's spicy, it's chaotic, and it sounds exactly like the kind of over-the-top moment 2025 America would eat up with a side of frosted tips, but here's the thing: a broken bar, none of it actually happened. That's right. 0 seconds of this alleged meltdown exists anywhere except in the fever dreams of clickbait farms and Facebook pages with names like Patriot Eagle News 1776. So grab your Red Bull and your tinfoil hat, because we're about to unpack exactly how this fake story went viral, why people wanted it to be true so badly, and what really brought Guy Fieri to The View last week that somehow got twisted into World War III. By the end of this script you'll know the full timeline, the original clip that started the lie, and why Joy Behar is very much still employed and roasting Republicans every morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. Let's dive in. Let's start with the actual episode that aired on November 20, 2025, because that's the only real footage anyone has. Guy Fieri was booked as a guest to promote his new holiday cookbook Flavortown Family Christmas and to do a live cooking segment where he made bacon-wrapped turkey meatloaf sliders with the hosts. The appearance was light, it was fun, it was exactly what you'd expect when you put the human equivalent of a Monster Energy drink in a room full of opinionated women who've been on TV since the Clinton administration. Joy Behar did tease Guy about his famous love of Cadillac convertibles and asked him point-blank if he was ever going to trade in the flame shirts for something a little more 2025. Guy laughed, said, "Never, baby, this is my uniform till I die." And Joy shot back, "Well, at least you're consistent, unlike some politicians I know." The audience ate it up. Whoopi cackled, Alyssa Farah-Griffin pretended to be shocked, and that was literally the spiciest moment of the entire 12-minute segment. There was no argument about politics, no one called anyone a communist, no mix were thrown, and Joy definitely did not quit. In fact, at the end of the show she hugged Guy, told him the sliders were actually delicious, and posted a selfie with him on her Instagram with the caption, "Even I can't resist Flavortown." That's it. That's the whole interaction. But somewhere between the episode airing and the next morning, a random Twitter account with 300 followers posted a 15-second edited clip that slowed down Joy's joke, added fake subtitles that read "So you're saying you vote Republican?" and then spliced in old footage of Guy at a Trump rally in 2016 waving a MAGA flag. From there it was off to the races. By Friday night the fake "joyless commie" was trending nationwide, complete with AI-generated images of Joy storming off set while Guy Fieri stood at the table holding a giant fork like Poseidon's trident. The most popular version of the story came from a website that literally calls itself Satire World News but conveniently leaves the satire part out of the URL so your uncle shares it thinking it's real. Their article claimed ABC had already replaced Joy with Meghan McCain for season 28 and that Rosie O'Donnell was in talks to return as permanent conservative counterbalance, which is hilarious because Rosie and conservative are two things that have never appeared in the same sentence without the words hates in between. Then came the deepfake videos. Oh man, the deepfakes were next level. Someone used 11 Labs voice cloning to make Joy scream, "I've had enough of this MAGA nonsense." And Guy respond, "Then take your woka back to the Hamptons, sweetheart." The audio was so convincing that even Fox Friends played a muted version on Monday morning with a chime. Did Joy Behar just get cooked by Guy Fieri? Tucker Carlson's new streaming show spent 20 minutes analyzing whether Joy's face was red enough to prove she was owned. Meanwhile, on the left, certain blue-check activists who hate The View anyway started posting good riddance and she was never funny, completely unaware they were falling for the exact same troll. It's the perfect 2025 media storm, half the country celebrating a fake resignation, the other half mourning a fake firing, and both sides generating millions of impressions for Russian bot farms and 19-year-old content mills in Macedonia. So why did this particular lie spread faster than Guy Fieri's signature donkey sauce? Simple, it's the fantasy matchup we never knew we needed. On one side you have Joy Behar, the 83-year-old liberal firecracker who once called Trump voters cult members on live TV. On the other side you have Guy Fieri, the walking embodiment of American excess who's been photographed golfing with Trump, hanging out with Kid Rock, and raising money for first responder charities that some people automatically label right-wing. Put them in the same room and the culture war writes itself. People didn't need to see the footage, they manifested the footage in their minds and then the internet delivered diversions to confirm the bias. It's the same reason we got those fake stories about Big Bird versus Ron DeSantis or Taylor Swift slapping Elon Musk at the VMAs. We're living in the golden age of wish fulfillment propaganda where technology lets you watch the fight you always wanted to see, even if it never happened. And honestly, the fact that Guy Fieri triggers both coastal elites and woke skulls simultaneously is the most hilarious part. The man raises millions for restaurant workers, saved hundreds of small businesses during COVID, and his biggest crime is liking Donkey Kong and Chevrolet Camaros. Yet somehow he's become this Rorschach test where if you hate him you're a snob and if you love him you're probably wearing Oakleys at night. As of today, November 30, 2025, Joy Behar is still very much a co-host of The View. She was on the show literally yesterday roasting Matt Gaetz about his Venmo scandals and she'll be back tomorrow doing hot topics like nothing ever happened. Guy Fieri is in Vegas filming the next season of Triple D and posted an Instagram story this morning of him eating breakfast burritos with zero mention of any drama. ABC issued a short statement calling the story completely fabricated and The View's official account just tweeted a photo of Joy and Guy from the actual episode with the caption "Still friends, still delicious sliders, still fake news." But the best response came from Guy himself on TikTok where he did a 30-second video holding a giant bottle of his Santo tequila saying, quote, "Look, I love Joy, I love Whoopi, I love all those ladies. We had a blast, nobody quit, nobody cried, nobody got sent to the principal's office. The only thing that got destroyed was like 12 pounds of ground turkey. So let's all chill, drink some tequila, and go hug your mom." 48 hours later that video has 42 million views and the comments are a beautiful mess of people apologizing for believing the rumor and others still insisting it was real because I saw the clip with my own two eyes. Welcome to the future, folks. So what's the takeaway from the great Joy Behar Guy Fieri apocalypse that never was? First, never trust a headline that uses the word "quits" in all caps unless you see the person holding a cardboard box walking out of the building on live television. Second, we are now so deep in the simulation that a completely made-up 30-second confrontation can dominate the news cycle for an entire week and get debated on cable news by people making $10 million a year. And third, maybe, just maybe, we should all log off for 5 minutes, fire up the grill, make some sliders, and remember that 99% of the time celebrities are just trying to sell cookbooks and daytime talk shows are just trying to fill 4 hours of television every day. Joy Behar isn't going anywhere, Guy Fieri is still the people's champion of frosted tips, and the only thing that actually got cooked last week was some delicious turkey meatloaf. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, drop a comment telling me what fake celebrity fight you want me to debunk next, and don't forget to subscribe because tomorrow we're talking about that rumor that Mr. Beast bought the state of Rhode Island. Until then, stay skeptical, stay flavored, and I'll see you in the next one.